Leeds.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds for your next edition of Opinions to Go. Will Patrick Bamford be important in our running? Something I didn't think I'd be speaking about, a matter of weeks ago. Now, with the season Mateo Joseph's had, I think Bamford's he's gonna have to come in now as second choice to Pido. There's some calls for Bamford to potentially start. Maybe not tonight, might be a bit too soon, but some people are saying maybe he should start in the coming weeks. I don't agree with that. I think in 2025 he's lucky to still be at a club like Leeds United. But that's not his fault. That ain't his fault. He's on big wages again. That ain't his fault. Down to the club. Should he ever been offered the contract he was offered at the time? In hindsight, it's easy to say no, but I mean, at the time, he'd been called up to the England squad. Who could have foreseen the fallout of form, his body just being, ripped apart of injuries season after season? The silver lining in all this with Bamford is that he actually seems to be fit or coming into decent fitness now for the running, which he hasn't been for the last couple of seasons. He comes to crunch time and Bamford's body normally goes crunch and he's not there for it. So it's imperative that he gets minutes off the bench to build his fitness up. But I do firmly believe that, I've seen calls saying that he's the best striker we still have at the club, which I don't agree with. He's a different kind of striker. Does he fit Farke's system better? Potentially the attributes that Bamford has does fit the system better. But Patrick Bamford carrying those attributes for me, with his body, with his his age, his fitness in general, and the lack of composure in front of goal, he isn't the best striker at the division for me. He's just a different striker to Pido. I think it's crazy to talk about potentially playing Bamford over Pido when Pido's the top scorer. I think it's 15 goals. He hasn't been, in top form the last 4 or 5 weeks, no. But who has? Who has stood out in the last 4 or 5 weeks? And really staked a claim for the shirt? Not many, but he is a top scorer for a reason, because he knows where the back of the net is, and for me Bamford doesn't really give you that. Bamford looked really good when he came on the other day. For Bamford, I do think people are jumping through hoops a little bit, saying he was phenomenal and look what he brings, and yeah, we know what he brings. It's just, can he do it on a consistent basis without getting injured? I will say he looked decent for Bamford, but still, I wouldn't be dropping Pido. I wouldn't. It's something different to bring off the bench when you need a goal. We can go more direct to Bamford. The ball, if he's playing well, it sticks. But like I said, the thing with Bamford bothers me is he can play well. He can pull defenders around. He can get in behind. He's a bit of a shithouse, which we lack. But I still feel like when that moment comes for him to put the ball in the back of the net and show that composure, I feel like he'll fluff it a little bit like Melier does at the back. It's very similar. It's like having Melier at the back of the back of the pitch and the top end of the pitch, and I feel like you can't really risk it with how crucial it is at the minute with points and moments in games to win those points. You need to have your best players out there who are capable of putting the ball in the back of the net, and for me that has to be Pido. But yeah, I am surprised to see Bamford fit, I ain't going to lie, and I was pleasantly surprised to see him make an impact off the bench at Luton. I feel like his minutes and his performances to come between now and end of season are a lot down to Joseph just not being at it. I think if Joseph had the season anywhere close to what we think, I don't think it would have mattered if Bamford were fit or not. I think he'd still be third choice. I think the fact that there isn't anybody pushing Pido has allowed Bamford, the doors remain slightly ajar for Bamford, and like I say, he came on and made an impact, so he will definitely get minutes again tonight at Middlesbrough. He's probably second choice now to Joseph. At Middlesbrough, I wouldn't back against him if he gets 20 minutes, 25 minutes. Being his best performance from now till the end of the season. It's Middlesbrough, he scored there last season. He's one of those players who comes back to haunt you. We know what we're like when he played against us. He can be a shithouse if he's on form. For 20-25 minutes, I think against Middlesbrough, it could be his best performance he's got left in him at the Leeds shirt, because he's going to give it his all. There'll be a bit of bite from fans, I'm sure. So he could be a bit of a wild card for tonight. But going forward, I don't think his impact's going to be huge, but I think it's going to be there. I think I've said all season I'm not a Bamford fan at all. I was, and when it were right to back him, but when it were right to sort of go along with the notion that he was impactful and he was a great player for Leeds, and for a couple of seasons he was just that. But since then, for the last 3-4 seasons, it's been very hard with his injuries to get into any sort of form. And when he has played consistent minutes, he's shown what he can do, which has been frustrating when he misses big chances at time, and and you can't get him fit for a running. Because when we have seen him like last season, he was pivotal in that really good run, that 14-game unbeaten run. He was pivotal in that. There's no denying that. Can he do that for these 6 games as an impact player? 100% he can. Let's just hope he stays fit. Let's hope he's hungry to prove people wrong, because he needs to prove a lot of people wrong. A lot of people have written him off. But what I will say about Bamford is, for how much stick he gets, there's still a lot of people back Bamford. There's a lot of people now calling for him to start, which I think is a little bit premature. But it's exciting to have a different option up there. We don't have to be solely reliant on Pirro and Joseph. We've got another option, and he's a totally different profile of striker. So I'm excited to see how we can go going forward. And yeah, hopefully, if he does get minutes tonight, he gets us a goal. So yeah, you all know Danny from Danny Talksport, I'm sure, is in most of the People's Channel's chats. He's a moderator for my channel. I wanted to get Danny Talksport's thought on the Bamford, on Bamford's role to the end of the season. I know he likes to say some stuff that makes me laugh at times. I think sometimes he says it just to get a reaction. But he has said all season that Bamford will have an impact between now and the end of the season. I dismissed it. Is he going to be right? Let's see what Danny's thoughts are. If you've not seen him, heard him before, here's my mate, Danny.
Hi, it's Danny from Danny Talksport. Matty from Imagine Not Being Leeds has asked me to jump on regarding Patrick Bamford and whether he could be important to our running or not. For me, he shouldn't be playing. 2025, we shouldn't be relying on Patrick Bamford now. But if he can stay fit, it's something different. Could he help us get promoted? Could he score goals? I think at the moment, for me, we shouldn't be relying on him, but at the moment, well, strikers aren't scoring. Pirro's missed a few, or hasn't scored in a few. Matty Joseph just isn't doing it. So yeah, it could be important if he stays fit. His movement, you know what I mean? He's pulling defenders away. His first touch, caressing the ball down and trying to find somebody else, can be important in times like this. And it's something different for defenders to think about. You know what I mean? You've got Pirro that comes short and wants to come short and try to get on the ball, where Patrick Bamford's up there keeping him keeping them occupied, making space for other players to do it. So let's hope he can. But for me at the moment, he shouldn't be playing. We shouldn't be relying on him. But I did say to Matty, he will be back this season and will play a part in this. So let's see if I'm right. Let's see if I have said that he scores the winning goal against Plymouth to guarantee us promotion, but that was just tongue in cheek. But hey, you never know. Could be right. Yeah, it's for me. I think he could score tonight. He likes to score against his old team. But do we play him for 90 minutes? I don't think he's 90 minutes fit. 25, 30 minutes, 35 minutes could be a good thing for tired defenders, especially if Johnny Housen's playing at the back like he has been doing for Middlesbrough lately. It could be good. So yeah, it's a thing. So Patrick Bamford, yeah, shouldn't be here. Shouldn't be relying on him in 2025, but we are. So it's thing. All I can say is my opinion. Yeah, I think he could score tonight. We shouldn't be relying on him. Leeds United should have got rid years ago, but yeah, I'm going to go for it. Patrick Bamford ends up scoring. What is it? 6 games left. Scored 4 goals in these 6 games. scores 4 goals in these 6 games, Patrick Bamford, helps us get promoted. And then sayonara, Patrick Bamford.
4 goals in 6 games, Danny. You are wild, mate. But yeah, that's Danny's thoughts. Thanks so much, Danny, for doing that video, buddy. Everyone take care. Hopefully a big 3 points tonight. I can't wait to finish work, get on, get showered, get on that coach to Borough, up the Leeds. Come on! Leeds, Leeds, Leeds.